No, it's on different link. Go to Faye's YouTube once. But there are no one as of now.
That's okay, people will take time. Not like that. It says waiting for few discussion. Okay, it says live.
It is live now. Please.
सोचो एक ऐसी जगह हो जहाँ सुकून ही सुकून हो।
We're live. Okay, so we're live on YouTube. Sorry, this took a little bit of doing. I was not really sure whether we were live or not. We're just going to wait for a couple of people to join us and see who's out there. Okay, Tribal Naga says good evening. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Shell D, thank you for joining us. Good evening to you too. Harish is here. It's a bit of a trickle, but we're going to try and get a couple of people in. I don't know how many of you know, but we launched a new app today. It was a long day. Started at 5 in the morning, but super happy with the response we've got. Let me see who else we have first. Vedansh, we have Mr. Pink, we have Shubh Shlok. Did I say that right? Good evening to you. Ade, Bharat, Tessie, Hema. Good evening to all of you. How do you find the new policy of bus for women in Karnataka? That's a good question. If you really want to know my answer. All of you guys who have come in, what's the app's name? Says Call Me X. It's Beatroot. Beatroot. My colleagues will write it in the. Let me just write it here. I'll just tell you this. Beatroot News. You can look for Beatroot News on the App Store in iOS and Android. It's live. I'm trying to get it, we're trying to get all of our bugs sorted out as well. But this is the beta version. The idea was to basically put together an app we thought is built on a certain idea, and I'll tell you what that idea is, and then hand it out to you so you can test it. And there are a lot of people, on this community, people like Hiren Gogani, people like Sheldy, who've been with us from the beginning. Download the app, test it, it's free. Let us know what you think. There's a feature in the app where you can actually give me feedback directly, and I will respond to you personally. I'm reading those messages personally, and we try to build something special. I have a question from Vedansh Kaushik, who says, do you think the Supreme Court will grant the community marriage equality? I really, really hope so. Happy Pride Month, by the way. I think even if we get a declaration that, to the effect that people of the queer community or the LGBTQI community should have the same rights in matrimony as everybody else, and then the government has to figure out how to make that happen. Even that would be a massive, massive step in the right direction. Same-sex judgment kab tak aayega, Krishna? Well, we know that the court is on vacation. There's summer vacation. So when summer vacation ends and I think the court comes back, I think then we'll be given a date of the judgment, and then we'll know. So I'll tell you as soon as the date is announced. Where do you stand on the political spectrum? I stand in the middle. I believe in the democracy, I believe in the constitution, I believe in the law, and I believe in the collective intelligence of the voting public. That's where I stand on all issues. So those are my answers. How do you come up with this name? Alright, so the name Beatroot is named after two things. One is the vegetable. Because the vegetable is grounded, it's rooted, it's close to tradition. Our grandmothers used to feed us beetroot, and it's modern because it's in your juices in your salads, and it's good for you, which is the most important thing. This is how I view news. News needs to be grounded, rooted, back to basics. It has to be good for you, it has to be stable, and most of all, it has to be unexciting. It's not going to entertain you, it's not going to be like butter chicken every night, which you can't have, but you have to have your vegetables every day. In my mind, news is like that, and it's like having a beetroot a day. It's good for you. It might not be exciting, but it's good for you. It will keep you healthy, keep you functioning. And if you're going to be functioning members of society, of our democracy, we have to be informed. And the way to do that is with Beatroot. Now, Reshji has said that the app is very impressive. Yeah, kudos to the team. We've had some great designers work with us, so we're super excited with the way. Will you do opinion pieces? So I continue to do videos. Our aim is to have video on the app and audio on the app. But fundamentally, the fundamental purpose of the app is to be able to put out news for you in a non-toxic way and a non-algorithmic way. So algorithmic, is that a word? Hirian says, sorry for the long absence. So we've got this out. The idea is, see, on one hand, a lot of young people like ourselves are not reading the paper because it's not convenient for you. And you're not watching television because you don't trust the people on television, and I don't blame you. So then where are you left where you can get informed about the day's events without reading comments, without reading through hate? Like, for example, on platforms like Twitter, I feel like there's a lot of hate that you have to sort of navigate in order to find out what is going on. All of the algorithm apps will sort of shove a lot of entertainment and Bollywood news in your direction because they know that sells, or they'll be very algo-driven. What we're doing here, what the purpose is with Beatroot, is to just put out the news that's fact-checked, that is verified, that's written out by journalists. It is the digital equivalent of your newspaper, where you can open it and you swipe through it, and there's national news, there's city, there's state, there's politics, there's science and technology, there's business, there's international news, and there is sports. So it's actually like skipping through a newspaper, so that you get to read everything, and you're not assaulted by anger or hate or algorithms and things like that. It's just clean. So that's the purpose with which we launched the app. The idea was to be able to just create a place where you can just get the news. Because a lot of people are asking us, we don't know who to follow anymore, we don't know who to trust anymore. So the team and I spent a really long time coming up with this solution, and we really hope that this is the solution that works. Now, in order to find out whether or not it works, we'll need you to download it and try it out and let me know what you think. It's free. You can use it right now. It's the beta version, and let me take you through what we have. So we have Vedant. She said, I followed your journalism before your viral monologue. Wanted to know why you left mainstream broadcast news, because it was just not an honest place anymore, and I didn't have the freedom to do the kind of stories that I wanted to do. Arima Bhattacharya says, very interesting app, great work. Amita ma'am, Firdaus ma'am, and everyone else, wishing you all the best. Thank you so much, that's really nice. Hey Wyatt says, happy to see you. Do you have a journalist network where you get your news from? So we have journalists working with us. We are also subscribed to buyer services where the news comes in. Plus we do our own research and our own groundwork. Person who commented that the wrestlers throw their medals in the river, I suppose it's it's supposed to be national property. I don't think personally one medals are national property. They're personal property. Will TV journalism ever find its spine back? I hope so, but I doubt it. Bhavesh says, congratulations on the new application. Can you share your opinion on the wrestlers fight? I've already put out a video on the wrestlers fight, and I think the main question that needs to be answered at this point is that once POXO is filed, then is it fair? I mean, when POXO is filed, the law is very clear about the fact that an arrest is to be made immediately. So the Delhi police has filed POXO, but no arrest has been made, and that's really the question that needs to be asked and answered. Okay, so I'm going to take you guys through the app, if I may. We've had a lot of questions from people who wanted to know. So this is the app. This is what it looks like. This is the main page, and then if you can see, you swipe up to get your first story. So the story that we have on the app right now is Dhoni undergoes knee surgery in Mumbai. So you can actually tap on it, and it's full screen if it's getting cut. And you can swipe up to the next story. The Cheetah project will be successful is the next story. This is a quote from the Union Environment Minister. Then we have a trigger warning on violence. This is how we're sort of shielding people from from news that might upset them and trigger them. So if there is news, for example, that has violence, that has mental health suicide, that has murder or disturbing visuals, we'll first put a trigger warning. So you have the option of swiping past it and not reading that story. If you choose to read the story, then you can tap on it and read it. This is to protect those people who might find assault and battery or any of those details upsetting or triggering. A couple of other things that I wanted to show you. There are, of course, we are actually putting out medium form stories. So these are not short, only one paragraph, but they're actually medium form. So there's a lot of information there that you can read. You can swipe through it, as you can see on this. So it's 3 or 4 pages of information that you can read together, like that. If I take you through a couple of other things, and see we have a share button. If you click on the share button at the bottom, you can share it on your social media, or you can share it or directly onto WhatsApp. Just the story will go, and so people can read it. There'll also be a link to the website, so they can read it as well. It's an easy way to share news that has been verified. There are 3 dots at the bottom here, you can see. Now this is really important, this I wanted to show you. This is where you can actually use the app and write to me directly and give me feedback on how you think we can make the app better. Then we have the settings that comes next to it, and on the setting you can actually increase the font. If you want to read a larger font and you find the font a little too small for you, that's also available. A lot of people have found that really interesting. But the whole idea is to just get really clean news and get news that is being worked on by my team and me personally. The reason why I'm looking so tired is because I woke up at 5 in the morning to write the morning news myself. So everything is fact-checked, everything is curated, everything is written in such a way that it's easy to understand. So Harish says it doesn't allow to read the full news. Harish, just tap on the screen and it will, it'll allow you to sort of zoom into it. Harish says on my phone I get into the news clip and I can't scroll any further. Just push further and see. It should be okay. Otherwise, we'll try and fix it. How is so here? Why it says how is it different from InShots? A lot of people are asking. This is important. InShots is an aggregator. We are a team of journalists actually working primarily on the news with wire services and sort of doing our own groundwork. We are rewriting the information, processing it, fact checking it to put it out, and we're not just sort of aggregating. Plus, there's a difference in the length and the format. InShots is short, where medium, so we're writing longer format stories for you to read. So Kushal says nice app. It doesn't allow to read the full news. Just tap on it, Kushal. You should be able to use it. So we're getting a lot of other questions about the news, which I will answer in a bit. But if there's any other question, will the platform have your opinion pieces as well? That's the aim. We're now just trying to perfect the delivery of news, but the aim is to include eventually in the future video and audio. And when we do that, we'll be able to include opinion pieces, we'll be able to include interviews, we'll be able to include discussions. Also, over a period of time, we should be able to include audio as well, so you can just listen to the news if you're driving or if you happen to be in transit. And we want to be able to also create communities where people who downloaded the app can find a safe place where you can discuss your opinions about the news as well. So you're not being trolled, and it's a moderated, clear community where everybody treats each other with respect and treats each other with dignity. That's the whole point of this app. Will it be free forever, or will there be a paywall eventually? I suppose, what's the business model? So actually, see, right now, we're doing this out of savings, and the business model that I follow is basically we do allied content with brands, or I speak at events as a motivational speaker, and I charge for that, and we use that money to pay the news salaries. That's how we've been doing it up till now. We're doing this on the app as well. We've not raised any money, we've not borrowed any money. But eventually, when we have our first few customers come onto the app, once we've got the hang of it, we will take your opinion on how we can take this forward and what's the best way to take it forward, because the app will have to at some point become self-sufficient, and we'd like to bring in more talent, and we have to hire more reporters, hire more writers. So how to do that is something that we can work on together, but for now it's just a love project to see what we can do with the news and how we can do a good healthy job with the news. Lots of great questions coming in. Parvesh says he wants to work with us. Just write an email and we have careers@beatrootnews.com, or you can do information@beatrootnews.com and send us your CV. We'll figure out how we can work together. Is it possible to establish a news channel which have journalists like you and so see, right now everybody's doing their own thing. Quite frankly, I don't think television is a good place for news anymore. It's really expensive to run a television channel, and there's far too much interference from the government for anybody to do any decent work on television. Which is why I think the internet right now offers a far freer space. Distribution is easier, it's not expensive. My team and I have not spent a single rupee on marketing up till now. Everything is organic, and we've been able to do that without any investments at all, because as soon as you get an investment, you get someone who tells you what to do, because that person will receive pressure from the establishment. So we've not gotten any investors, we're running this ourselves, and it's possible to do this only on the internet. I don't think we can do it on television anymore. So News Laundry and News Minute into one platform. So see, I know these guys really well because we're all part of DigiPalm. So we collaborate on a lot of things. So we probably continue to collaborate. I have a lot of respect for the journalists behind these brands. So the government is constantly targeting free media and independent media. Do you fear that for your platform? You see, we're putting out the news. There's nothing false on it. There is only facts, and for as long as we do an honest job, I don't believe anybody can stop us. Because at the end of the day, this is a democracy, and we do have our day in court and the court of law. As long as you're doing an honest job and you make no mistakes. Will there be fact-checking work on Beatroot? Yes, we hope to have also fact-checking as well. Call me X. Can you share some ballparks on something like the costs that run to maintain the app? So right now we're bootstrapped, so we're not actually spending as much as we could be spending on an app like this. But hopefully we will be able to expand our team in the future if the app does well. So quickly reminding you again, the app is called Beatroot News. Do remember to download it from Android and Apple and use it. It's free, and give us your feedback on how we can make it better. Alright, we're going to log off now. Thank you so much for joining us. But we're going to come back with more videos on a regular basis, opinion pieces and analysis pieces on what's happening in the news. Thanks for watching.